Today's demo is on the Ohio Utilities ticket management system. There's actually two ways that you can access it. One through the web page at ohtmsa.oops.org, or secondly through an executable which we would provide, and that's how we're going to go ahead and do the demo today. So got my login screen here, the server. Go ahead and put the password in for this account and log in. Okay, what you get then is your company's WebTMS page. I'm an administrator of this test account we got here set up at the center, so as you can see over here I have different functionalities, and we will get into that here in a second. When you first come into the system, you can set what screen you have it set on. I personally have mine set to the initial receive screen. Another screen you can come into is the system overview screen. This overview screen will go ahead and give you a bar graph of what time the tickets have come in for that particular day. It'll also list the locators that you guys have and whatever tickets you have set up for them. Okay, so that's another option you can have first coming in. Again, the initial receive screen, and also this here is AL, the assign to locator screen. So those are the three options that you get. We'll go ahead and go through these real quick. The messages, this would be a screen, say the center sent out a message. We might send something out to you letting you know something going on, so you would see that here in the message screen. We're going to jump down from ticket search here for a second. We'll come back to these three. User settings. There's different settings within that we just spoke of. The startup view, you can either go to the system overview, initial receive, or assign to locator. You can also pick the auto refresh. You can change the time on that. Something else you can do is, if you're used to get tickets by printer and you still enjoy that, you can actually set it up where anytime a ticket comes in you could have it sent to one of your printers. A couple other options here. Alerts and emergencies, and you'll be able to see this soon. In fact, let me go back to initial receive, so while I'm talking about this you'll know you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, a couple different things you can do with this. You can highlight the different priorities and set different kind of alerts. So in this case, you can enable an alarm for any time emergency tickets come in, and pick the sound. We won't do that now because it gets a little annoying when you keep having it going off during the demo, but that is something you can do. You can also pick your own WAV file if you'd like. Emergency tickets always sort to top, as you can see up here. That's how I have it set now. I also have all my emergencies in red. All the insufficient tickets are in yellow. Insufficient tickets, if you don't know, are anything less than the 48 hours but are not considered an emergency. And again, these ones you can change the colors on. You don't need red and yellow. You can pick whatever you want. So that's all user driven. Tickets due. This is something with the positive response coming in to play and being mandatory shortly. You can pick a color, and then you can actually turn that color what color you want it to be when you get within a certain amount of time. Right now it's defaulted to 4 hours. The reason I don't have that set now, all these tickets are pretty much past due because again it is a test site. The AL columns, the auto sign, and the IR columns are the exact same. All it does is give you the ability to pick what you want on or off as far as the view goes. So you can mess around with this however you want it. Whatever, you may not want sequence number in there or sequence day, but you may want caller name, caller phone number, so that's how you can do that. Then you can save that current column order. User buttons, those are just generic. You can read through this in the manual, but again you can just sort of pick up, create some shortcuts on the response codes. It may be certain response codes you guys are going to use more often than not, so that's where you go ahead and pick these. Okay, so those are the user settings. Pretty simple, basic stuff. Jump down here to the admin screen real quick. How we do it here as far as this WebTMS goes, we set up the first user. So you guys would provide us a username and password for someone that's going to be the administrator of the account. We'd go ahead and set up that individual, as well as setting the each code for that particular member. You'll also have the ability to come out here and add users as you want. If at some point you guys do need help with this, we can help you out, but it seems like so far, once we get the ball rolling with that, everyone's been pretty proficient with this. So the main thing here is to pick what kind they're going to be. Are they going to be an administrator, an operator, or a locator? And then you just go through the rest of the information. So that's how you add users. Member codes, of course. This is something, for the most part, we set here at the center. If you need a member code added, you would just let us know. These next two, this is something not everyone has. As when we give out the program right now, these two are not options that you currently have. If you do want these, you can have them, but just wanted to explain real quick what they are. Response codes, these are the actual codes. These are the WebTMS response codes. These are not center response codes. These are actually codes that you as a member may use. So for example, let's say you guys have 10 internal codes and you've been doing positive response for a while now. What happens is you can list all of those here, but what you really have to do, you got to make sure when you do these is you got to translate them over to what the center has. As you can see here, these are just, these 5 codes are 5 we have. I got another code in here that I just created for demo purposes way back. What you have to do, and little advice if you're doing this, always the code, I got this set as 10 because right now we have 8 codes to the center. You may even want to start this higher, maybe around 20 or something like that. That way if we do add any codes in the future, which we're really not hoping to, but in case we do add some, you won't have to mess around with deleting it out and changing it to something else, whatever the case may be. Okay, so again, these WebTMS response codes are not center codes, but they are your individual member company inside internal positive response codes. So getting back to where we were, you have these codes. Now you got to make sure they translate over to one of the positive response codes. So you go to this tab. From here you can see these pretty much all match up, but then we have this one. Okay, this is a center one, or this is your internal code. So what you can do is highlight that, hit edit, and you can pick which crew sent out pending results, which of those match here. Okay, so let's just say, we'll just call it 04. That's for the match. You'd hit 04, hit OK, and then you can see that. So now when internally you may give it a code of 010, the 004 not complete could not gain access is the one that will be sent back here to the center. Okay, so again, this is something that any user, new WebTMS user logging in, does not have permissions for right now. If you are interested in it, please give us a call. We can talk about it a little more. We can give you access to it and help you out. But again, right now, those are not, you do not have those permissions. Okay, WebTMS options. Okay, sort of like the user settings. These are just some more privileges for the administrator of it. Won't go through all these, but as you can see, there's different stuff for end of day, operators, the local area, and I guess I can just jump on local area now. Well, you know what, we'll wait. We're almost at it. We'll just pass on that. So over to ticket notification email alerts. Okay, emergency email. Okay, this is something that you could set up different. It's pretty cool, supplemental email deliveries. For example, we're going to allow emergency tickets to be auto-assigned. So as you can see, that's checked. Okay, so any of those tickets will go to our locator, Joe. Okay, so any emergency tickets go to Joe. Okay, what you can also do, and we've done this before, okay, you hit add, and you can go ahead and add in someone. What I've done previously, with edit here, so any emergency tickets for our member code at any time, any day of the week, they will come to me. So you just can put all this information in, hit OK. So now what's going to happen, any emergency ticket the MAP service area code gets, I will get an email here as well notifying myself. So this is something that a lot of companies, we have a couple companies that have actually have 9, 10, I mean they got a ton of different supplemental emails. And again, you can pick off insufficient, you can pick any of those. Okay, locator tab, again, just some more possible uses for locator, different choices. Response data. This is stuff that if you check this stuff, they will also be allowed in their response data and the information. They can also post this data as well internally. User map layers. This is pretty cool. You actually can take your own data and put it behind the WebTMS program. The one thing with this is all going to be individually based. So on your computer, each individual computer, you would have this data set up in this folder structure. This folder structure would be automatically created on your system when you download the executable. So the C Newton OOPS data will be created. Then all you do, you go exactly to those folders. Go to the C drive, your Newton OOPS data. You pick the actual county the data's in, and then you drop it in. For argument's sake here, we're going to go ahead and use this. So let's go out here. We may want to change the colors around. I don't know. You can just go and just turn this down. We'll go a little more red. Take some of the green down. Blue down. Okay, we'll just go with this color for the example. So you're going to go ahead and hit OK. Got that. Go ahead and hit OK. And as you can hear, that's the emergency warning. And I did say it was annoying, and that just proves my point. So let me go in there and turn that off. Okay. Now we're back to the initial receive screen. I'm going to tell you exactly how the map layers works. Okay, for this example, and touch base here real quick again on, you can actually highlight all of this stuff as you want. We're going to go to an Akron. So again, just like Excel, you can set everything in order, but again, the emergency stay on top. For this, we're going to go ahead and use this Summit County Redstone Drive ticket. So you're going to highlight it, double click on it. Okay. Get you out to this screen, the ticket text. Everyone's familiar with this, either from the email, the fax, or the printer ticket you get. So you get all this information here. We're going to jump over here to the map tab. All right, what you're seeing here, 2 grids were affected by this locate. Okay, this locate was on this Redstone Avenue and Longstone Avenue. So you could just see it right there, and then they drew in this area here. Okay, local areas, as you can see, it's turned on. If I want to turn it off, you can do that. So what you can do, you can have this. So this is a sample data. You can also put photos in there. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Okay, in this case, this is my data. So let's say we got this ticket. As a grid member, you automatically get this ticket because the blue notification area intersected that actual grid you have. Okay, so if you're a grid member and you had one of these 2 grids picked, you got the ticket. Now, as a member, what you've done, you've put in your actual data. So, as an MAP database, I'm a grid member. I got this ticket. But what I did, I ended up putting in this polygon. So what I can see here is, okay, wait a minute. Okay, we got the ticket, but my facilities are down here. You know what? I'm not going to send anybody out on this one. I know it's clear. I can come in here to the responses for the ticket. Hold on one second. And edit this out. Okay. And we're going to go no conflict. You can put in any information that you want here. Adding little notes, and then I'm going to submit it. Okay, so I've submitted the positive response on this one because it was clear. So let's go back to our map tab. Just so you guys know, anybody out there that is a grid member, now would be a good time to talk about this. If you are interested in going to a Polygon member, which is what this data reflects, just please let us know in the IT department, myself or Brian, or you can just email it@oops.org, and we can give you more information as far as changing your database. Because in this situation, if you were a Polygon member, you would not have got this ticket, whereas a grid member, you would get the ticket. Again, just want to bring that up right now, so that is available to you, but at the same time, just want you to know, as a Polygon member, you are taking a little more faith in that the caller knows exactly where they're calling from. So there is a give and take in that, but Just wanted to tell you, if you are a grid member currently, you can look and go into Polygon, which could narrow down or could cut down on some of the unnecessary locates you're getting, which could in turn lessen the amount of positive responses you may have to do. Again, that's all up to you. You can let us know. If you are interested, we could talk about it. Okay, so again, the map layer. So you can move around in the map layer. You got different zoom levels in the map layer. Zoom out. You can see different, zoom in, whatever the case may be. You can go to the county. There's different things you can do within the map. This is our mapping, the same as you would see on the regular tickets. It's our in-house mapping. Well, I should say the street layer is our in-house mapping. Some of the other layers that you may see the water in that's just a generic Tiger file layer. Okay, back up to the actual ticket. You can do different stuff with the ticket. You can add in notes, whatever you want. Put anything at all in there. You can type a note. You can also come back in and you can edit the note. So you can do any of that. The history of the ticket gives you all the information, what we've done from day one, as far as when it came in, what we did with it, different stuff like that. Attachments, here's where if you're out in the field, you can add a file. You can add a sketch if it's a new, it's something new. You can put a file out there of that. You can actually come out here and sketch something, and you can download and save that. There is a limit on what size file you would download. I honestly don't have that right now, but if you need that, you can let me know. Okay, so we'll get back out of that. So that pretty much, that sort of takes you through how each ticket would work, how you can post responses and everything else. What you can also do from this screen, you can also post a response directly from this screen as well. So you can go ahead and pick it, whatever it is, and you can submit it as well. So you can do it from that screen as well. You can view the tickets, print, export Polygon. So if you have your own mapping system, you want to take this ticket, you can export it out. You can save it out as a shapefile. So you can do that as well. Go ahead and save that out. You can pull it into your own mapping database or your own mapping program and save it that way too. Okay, jump back over here. We got autocomplete roles. The big thing with this, let's say your own company, like our example here, MAP. So let's say we call on a ticket. Well, we know what we're going to do on a ticket. So what you can do with that, anytime you can pretty much select the member code, call center, and you can create it. So if you know when you're calling in that you're going to go mark it anyway, you can set it to automatically mark. So for example, anytime I call in a ticket, I want to just the positive response go out mark, because I know because I'm calling it in, I'm going to do it. So it cuts out a little of the work that needs to be done. It just pretty much auto completes it. There's more information on that as well in the manual, so if you need anything further, you can check the manual or give us a call about that as well. Okay, local areas. I've talked about it a couple times. Basically get into it a little more here. The local areas, they're mainly made, let's say there's an administrator. There's only one administrator to everything. You can set it up where several different, you might have 5 or 6 operators, and each of those operators are assigned a certain area. So what you can do is create these local areas, and it just sort of helps better handle all that. So you can create the local area, then you can actually come in here and you can assign what the local area is. So you can create new. You can pick, this one here, the local area MAH. So you can just pick Mahoning in the different places in Mahoning County, that type thing. Save it, and then you would have that local area. The other way you could do it too is by a map. So what you would do here is you'd actually pick the place. In this example here, we went ahead and picked several different grids that represented that local area, 62 of them total, and that's what made that member area. Again, a lot of this stuff can be, we can help you out with. I'm not going to get into too deep here, but that would be how you can create those local areas. Okay, same thing with the locator auto assign. So once we get in there, you can auto assign locators tickets based on text. So for example, you want all the tickets in this city, and that city. That goes to this locator. Same thing with the map. As I just showed you with that local area, you can go in and draw the grids and assign those tickets to that individual. So those are the different ways of doing that. And again, those are all under the administrative privileges. Okay, jump back into here. Pause the response queue. This is where it'll show you whatever the pause of responses have been, and if they are still in queue. You got your email queue, which will show you any emails that you guys, you may be sending, you may have received. They would show you in a queue. You got your end-of-day audits that you'll be getting every day, and event log, which breaks down what's going on for that particular day. You can pick the date as well and see what's going on. Okay. Ticket search, you'll be able to go back and search tickets for a specific time, and I believe you can go back 90 days on that. You call me for verification, but this will all start once you start getting the tickets into your WebTMS system. It's similar to the ticket search that we have here at the center through the member maintenance, but that one also gives you the ability to go long-term storage. And if you are interested in member maintenance, you can also give us a call. We won't talk about that too much here, but again, this ticket search works just like that one. You can put the ticket number in, whatever the case may be, do the search on it. Okay, we got a reports from the website. We'll just jump to that here real quick. The reports, they're pretty basic. Okay, so you just pull them over here. You get an events report. Taking a second to pull them up. There we go. So you get event log for the specific day. You get ticket responses. So they can be what's the ticket responses for the date or the date range, and also the same thing with the tickets due. So that just gives you sort of an idea there on some of the reports. They're not a lot, it's just some basic information that you can gather from that. Okay, so back to the screen here. Map. This is just a generic overview map. In this case, let's go to the member. We'll pick MAP. And we'll go initial receive. So what you can see here, you're just basically gather information in a broad spectrum, showing you where the tickets are. To actually go out and view one of the tickets, you can just click the ticket button up here, pick it, and then you're back to this screen. Okay, so again, this screen, it's not made for accuracy or anything else. It just gives you an overview of what's going on. You can click the county button, you can come down here, click, and then it zooms you into that particular county. And then the same thing again, you can go ahead and pick a ticket, and it pulls up that information. And with that, let's show you a couple more things. The one thing about the WebTMS, similar to other Newton products, this is Gemini. So there's both an A and a B machine. So you have two machines at any time that can be working. One of the nice things about this as well, you can work offline. You can take this out in the field with the information you have. You can go, do your locates, do whatever you got to do in the field. You come back in here, you hit go online. We're going to work online. Pick one here, fire it up, and you're back online. And then hopefully all that data you had will go ahead over and come into the live system. So that's pretty much what I have today for you on the WebTMS system. Again, it is a pretty simple system once you get into it. Again, today was just more of an overview. If you are interested, what the process is we will go ahead and set you up you will send us an email telling us that you are interested in the WebTMS. You will send us in a username and password, and you can mail that to it@oups.org. From there, we would set you up, and then we would email you the link, as you can see here, oops.org, and you'll go out to the WebTMS section. So you go Newton, then the WebTMS. Here you can download the manuals for the administrator, the operator, the locator, and you can also download the executable. So that's pretty much the process. Then once we get you set up, you'll be able to go out, and you'll be able to actually when you go out, you'll actually be able to go ahead and use the system along with how you are currently receiving tickets. So you can test it, you can sort of go alongside with what you have now. At some point, if you are willing to, or want to switch over to the WebTMS, you are allowed to do that. You just let us know, and we would change the delivery destination on your member account, and then you'd be good to go with the WebTMS. Just so you know too, you can also go through, you can sign up for a test account. It doesn't mean you have to do the WebTMS. If you find out it's not the way for you to go, there's no problem at all. We had just pretty much stopped the account and that, and you can go back to how you were doing. What I'm also going to do, there will also be separate videos located online on how to post responses via phone, the IVR, or through our web page. So those will be out there as well. So again, thanks for watching this demo. If you guys do have any further questions or are interested in setting up the WebTMS, you can email it@oups.org. Thank you.